constituents looking at how is this institution serving them. And if it's employees, understandably, it's how we're serving them. It's different. And so,
well, you know, one of the things we could talk about ideas to have good communications. For instance, I used to, I don't anymore, but I used to go to some of the school board meetings, the K-12 school boards in my district.
see, I think that's a great thing.
And
Yeah.
each of us did that.
Yeah, and we were talking about, I mean, I like to have meetings with superintendents and board members, you know, to look at what are our common issues, and see, I think that's a...
I think that would be wise, and I'm not sure quite, it's still a little bit nebulous in my mind, but give the board some ideas on things that they could do to better communicate with constituents.
Constituent leaders. I mean, we're looking at leaders in the schools, or, you know...
And businesses for...
Yeah,
for
business
people.
industry, social organizations possibly.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, that dovetails with what I had about, when I said I want to know exactly what are our relationships with area high schools, and then I said with area and...
Okay, so that's, again, if we don't hear about that when we ask for the enrollment management updates, that's a huge red flag.
But
That's
if-
not something to talk about.
I mean, in combination with others, the board could hold an event and invite superintendents and principals.
Absolutely.
You know, I think
A
we should do that.
breakfast. Yeah,
breakfast,
We need the
whatever.
high school counselors, because they're the ones telling students where to go to
Well,
college.
we do,
Well, but
That's a very
you need
good
to
point.
meet with your board. You need to meet with your board and say,
Right.
or with their boards, and say, this is what we want. We want this relationship. And then it's
Right.
important for the people within that organization to do what you're talking
so
about.
you're saying I go to a Modesto City School Board meeting and talk about...
Sure.
Cover what Leslie's saying.
Or do a presentation there
Yeah.
about what
And
that
it's easy, we can
institution.
get on their agendas. Yeah, they can get on mine. And I was very well received when I've gone. And
I'm sure.
But it's been a while. My husband is the county supervisor, and he has 3 cities in his jurisdiction, and he goes to their...
So you can do a
city
report every
councils.
night.
Well, but he goes to their city council meetings, and he's, you know, that's like five is one who lets you.
Yeah, I think those, you're leaders
We
of this
need to-
institution,
we
and you
need
need
to
to
be
be
out
meeting with
there
your
more.
constituent, your groups out there, your, you know, board members from the schools, and your leadership in the industry and business, and letting them know, you know, we really want a partnership. We really want you to see us as viable partners. It's really good. Yeah. Okay, business industry, county. I mean, I don't know if you guys have done this, but even having legislators, you know, come and
We have,
oh dear, Minnesota.
just press it.
Technology, yes, it's a get press right now.
And I have one I mentioned to you. I think it depends on what happens at the federal level with DACA students, but depending on,
With the dreamers?
yes, with executive orders. And I'd like to delay this, but I think,
That is not good. I'm going to write to them.
Fiscal, because it's the fiscal.
You're probably right. That does
So
seem
have
to
you-
fall down. Guys, there's all this food here, you've got to eat.
Oh, we will. I think
Okay.
you've filled up the year so far. I think.
Okay, and I do, you know, there are a lot of colleges that have said that they will protect those students. And I know that there's feelings.
well, I need information. I don't
Okay.
know what the state laws are regarding
I
this.
think,
I don't know what the...
should I tell you my sense of it?
Okay.
And I don't have all the details, but, so there was a federal mandate that students who had graduated from high school would be able to get financial aid for college.
This is the state law.
No, this is
Federal.
federal, this is federal. And
Is this a
that
law
they
or an
could, they
executive
could
order?
register, you know, and that they would not be sanctioned or whatever, because they were people that came not of their own volition, were brought as children, you know. And so all these people went forward, registered so they could get financial aid, so they could go to college, so they could get to jobs and be taxpayers. And now the fear is that their names are out there and that they'll be the first to be deported. And when you look at that population, that's the one you really don't want to deport, which is why there's a fear, and I'm not saying it's justified or not, but there's a fear that the new administration coming in is going to say, no, doesn't matter.
Right, but then we also have to, I need information of what's going on here.
I understand.
You know, and
And what funding is attached, and, you know, the allocation of funding.
I'm not saying I want to take any action. I want
Gotcha.
information.
Information, okay.
And I do agree with Darren that we've got more there than we can probably get to. We do need to talk about, is there best time to have these strategic,
This Wednesday
Studies.
is really good for me. I don't know if it is for you. It doesn't have to be at 2. It can be any time.
well,
Would-
if
would-
we plan ahead and reserve the time, but we need, when are your board meetings for Stan's here?
Oh, I'm fine.
So this
We're
is
down
third
once a
Wednesday?
month. No.
Well,
Is this third Wednesday?
the only question I have is, would we get more buy-in from the people who are further away if we had it on the same day as an afternoon regular board meeting, like in the morning, or not?
In the morning, we have meetings.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it means it can't be on every Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday is a very full day on board meeting.
Okay.
And on
I
the
didn't
4th,
know,
where we
but
have
I
all
just
of our
wanted-
meetings.
Yes, several meetings.
So is the
So this is-
Wednesday following the board meeting the best one?
Third Wednesday, yeah, third.
fine.
I think if you advertise it far enough out, you'll get.
Yeah, I just need
good
to know, because I just made a
participation.
lunch date for that, so, but
And I think
can
we
change it.
should.
Do you want to try to do it twice? If we did it twice a month, we need another date, so we just do
I know
longer.
I say right now, is roll it out like once a month right now.
If I may, today, there was also a policy and procedure committee, at,
On campus?
no, it was in Oakdale, which I would have attended, but I prefer to have attended this anyway.
Oh.
That's why I want a master calendar, for things
So-
like that.
Maybe that's something that.
So
might
that
be
is the shared
considered.
governance
Yeah,
policy and
makes sense.
procedure?
Does the
Uh,
fourth Wednesday make a difference?
That could
That,
work.
the 4th Wednesday is all of our shared governance at Oakdale. It's
District council?
District
Oh, that's
district
right,
council,
that
I
was-
start at 9 in the morning and go till.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I wanted to sort of,
What time is, let's find out what time it is, maybe we can just do ours later.
1:30, so it starts at 1:30 and it usually takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
So they're, let's say they go from 1:30 to 3:30, what if we went
Well, we could do it.
5?
We could do it soon.
Or we could do it in the
We
morning?
could do it
It's just, I couldn't,
closer to
this
you.
Wednesday I had something, but I mean, we could do it, please don't do it before 10.
What about if we do it from 10 until, we could schedule it from 10 to 1 if it doesn't take that long?
And then we can have lunch.
You won't get very many faculty in this kind of one,
Oh,
because that's what most people.
I know. So we'd have to have, what if we had it at, from 4:30 to 6, or 4:30 to 6:30, or 4:30 to 7, or
I
something.
wouldn't mind that.
we probably get more people, yeah.
Kind of like go up.
third Wednesday, 7 o'clock.
No.
That works great, would work for you?
So 4:30 to 7?
4:30 to 7, and then we don't have to go that long.
And this would be bi-monthly.
No, we're gonna do it once a month for now, and then see if we make it longer, if we can do that. I
And
would
some of
like-
these we might be able to maybe do 2 topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do, I'd like to take those people that aren't familiar with the funding model, the new folks, and just do a short half-hour thing with you sometime. I'll just arrange it.
Well, you could do that the first half hour, you know, you could do that from
You
4
want-
to 4:30. I'm happy to revisit these things because
Yeah, okay.
things change and.
Absolutely.
And one thing I'd like to see is once you get a schedule, if we could advertise it ahead of time and not wait till like the Friday before. so
Well, I
people
know,
can
I
plan
scheduled
more.
it quickly because I wanted to get.
Well, that was
started.
great.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, that's why I'm saying down the road, it'd
Sure.
be nice if we could give people a longer heads up.
And then I'd like to know, and maybe what I'll do is, at Academic Senate tomorrow, and I'll send an email to the Academic Senate at, just say if they could let their constituents know if there are new things that you've done, and you'd like to do a 15-minute presentation, that we have And why don't you check with your ESL and see if they'd like to do it?
Okay.
What is the next third Wednesday, what's the date?
February 15th.
Okay, that will be when we've got the governor's budget, and so we really need to do fiscal, for sure. Okay.
So we could do a 15-minute presentation at the start.
Yeah, but then
Fiscal
the budget will be
presentation.
longer than that.
So
That'll
we're
probably
going to
be an
start at
hour.
4:30, correct?
And what was the date?
15th of
The
February.
15th, yeah.
February.
So February 15th will be scheduled for fiscal?
Well, I'll work on it, I'll send it out to you guys, but I think we're gonna have a 15-minute presentation from the MJC ESL program on the new curriculum. And then we're gonna have a 15-minute introduction to the funding model. And then probably an hour, we need to have the budget,
At least.
at least.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, it's
Yeah.
complicated.
It is, and it's like one of the major things.
Is the boardroom being used at that time? Because I prefer to have meetings there. This is sort of
Sure.
hidden and not really,
You know, I asked the guy at the desk where you guys were, and he had no idea.
And you know what, we can take care of that. If you feel that this room is,
I
you know,
like-
a little more, and you've got a table to write on, I mean, even
well, I like that, but
others.
if we want more people to come. Well, maybe like for some,
But
but
look
just
at, we have
us.
lots of chairs, we can bring in
But the
more
last
chairs.
time, I noticed that there were signs up on both doors, and there were signs up on each boardroom entry door directing people
That's
to
what
this
we-
room.
And if we send something
And we have
out.
the door open.
Yeah.
See, that's why it was.
Yeah.
I just think
They-
for
they
a
started-
And we're also
session,
videotaping.
this is a better atmosphere
Okay.
for a
Yeah.
study.
I agree, I really like
And
this.
we can move if by chance we have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
show up.
And maybe one of the sessions we'll decide we need to be in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
So how about, what I'll do is I'll go through and fit everything in for the next 6 months, or 5 months, 6 months, whatever. And then if you want to move things around, I'll send them out to you and you
Great.
decide. And we'll just put a slot in for program presentation or private presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, you
Yeah.
follow that one.
So, okay.
Yeah, I know. These
Is
guys
there
are moving and shaking.
Anything else to bring up? Okay, we will adjourn this meeting, and the next regular meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held on Wednesday, February 8th.
And I have something I wanted to talk to somebody